All right, my name is Joshua Davis. I am the general manager of Stumpy's Hatchet House here in Greenville, North Carolina.
How you became a general manager here?
It was an interesting process. It was a long process, but it also kind of fell in my lap at the same time. So I was looking for a general manager job, almost kind of in the restaurant business, because I've owned a few restaurants and bars in the past, and I'd been doing marketing and design on my own. So when I decided that I wanted to get back into the restaurant bar business, I did my first job search ever, actually, 2 years ago. And literally 8 minutes before I had made my job search, Stumpy's Hatchet House out of New Jersey had just announced that they were coming to the Southeast, and they were looking for someone to be their general manager here in Greenville that would then later lead into a regional manager position. So I jumped all over it, and it was a match made in heaven because I loved it.
What is your favorite part about this job?
Making people happy. So we're constantly having people come in, and you can tell that like one or two people in the group really wanted to come, and they've kind of dragged a few friends with them that are a little hesitant. They're not sure if they're gonna like it or be good at it. So I start with these groups that are a mixture of happy and apprehensive, and within 10 minutes, everybody's jumping up and down and ringing our bullseye bell and just having a great time. And just to see that transformation is what makes me happy with working with the public. I feel like life gets too serious sometimes. People get too bogged down with their jobs, family, whatever is going on in their life. I provide an escape for that. And it happens every day where someone new falls in love with the sport, falls in love with Stumpy's. So it just makes me really happy to see that process. Now, I also love axe throwing. I love my employees. I love Greenville. So it all comes together, but by far my favorite thing is making people happy.
How many years do you live in Greenville?
So I'm actually new to living in Greenville. I grew up in Wilson, North Carolina. I was born in Bailey, grew up in Wilson. And so I was always halfway between Raleigh and Greenville. So Greenville wasn't a far drive for me at all. But we opened here in 2018, and I commuted until early 2019 when I finally moved here. It's kind of a long story, but to make it short, growing up, I would always choose Raleigh over Greenville. It was always a thing where Greenville was okay, but Raleigh was great. But as I got older, Greenville themselves started making a lot of changes through the last 5 years with the Uptown District, and I just fell in love with what they were doing. They made traffic better. They were becoming much more cultural. They got that perfect blend between a small town and a big city, and now I love Greenville. So I had to move here once I kind of fell in love with the place, so I moved here in early 2019.
When you got your experience working with people?
So I went to school for graphic design and marketing, and that's what I started my career as right out of college, and I did that for quite some time. When I got a little bogged down with all the desk job work and being on the phone all the time, I wanted to work face to face with people more, and I was always kind of a foodie and a craft beer snob, so I decided to open a bar and restaurant in Wilson. And that's where I really fell in love with the customer service of working with somebody directly, making a group of people happy when they need a stress relief, somewhere to go to just blow off some steam. So I fell in love with it through the bar and restaurant industry. And as I told you, once I saw Stumpy's as an opportunity, I just thought, this is the next best thing. This is better than a bar and restaurant. This is the ultimate way for somebody to come out and have fun. So that's why I fell in love with the concept and wanted to come here to do it.
Stumpy's is a special place and fun place to come. Tell me about the concept.
All right, so the concept was born about 4 years ago. So axe throwing was a big thing all across Europe, especially the northern countries. The lumberjack games, what do they call that? Different styles of axe games. And it was more centered around lumberjack style axe throwing. And then in the late 90s, early 2000s, it kind of, the hatchet throwing concept kind of caught on in Canada, but it wasn't something that was allowed in America because axe throwing wasn't considered sports recreation. So Mark and Trisha Linfoot up in New Jersey actually had the idea of bringing it to America, and when they realized that there was all these obstacles, they worked really hard to get all those barriers knocked down. And so finally, axe throwing came to America about almost 4 years ago now. And it caught on like wildfire. As you know, axe throwing places are opening up everywhere now. But Stumpy's was the original. Stumpy's brought axe throwing to America. So Stumpy's kind of has a special place with axe throwing. We also differ from a lot of our competition because we focus on the social atmosphere of it all. So we're great for parties, for first timers or professionals to come in. We have furniture, dinner tables, all these other games spread out. You're not cramped in just within your little throwing pit, so there's a lot more than just axe throwing here. So Stumpy's goes above and beyond to become like the ultimate experience for axe throwing.
Are you good at axe throwing?
I was pretty good. I actually do have an arm injury right now, so I got an excuse to not be as good. But when I first got the job here, no, I was not good. I've never thrown an axe in my life. I came here because of my marketing abilities, not my axe throwing abilities, and that really showed for the first couple of months. But I tried a couple different styles and concepts, and I started to become very, very good. Practice makes perfect.
How you adjusted to the new reality with COVID? What safety measures do you take when people come in?
That's a great question nowadays. So as you can see on our rules board, safety has always been our #1 priority. When you have a concept like this, people need to feel safe. So we make sure that there's never been a single injury here, and it's because my team is trained into how to make sure your safety is always looked after here. So when COVID hit in early March, we decided to go ahead and close down before we were even required to, because I want to stand by that concept that safety is our #1 priority. We didn't know a lot about COVID-19 at the time, so we decided to play it safe and shut down early. So we just opened back in July because we spent all that time, myself with other owners and general managers from around the country of different Stumpies. We had meetings after meetings every week where we discussed safety protocols and how to properly do a safe reopen. So now that we've reopened, we've figured out a really good concept. When people come in, you have to wear a mask upon entry. Until you're in your own personal space where you're away from everybody else, you wear a mask. Our staff always wears a mask. And then everything from the prior group before you get in has been thoroughly cleaned. We've staggered our reservations and we only do 50% capacity. That way when you come in, your space has been sprayed down with alcohol, everything's been sanitized, furniture, the tables, the axes themselves, anything that you may come in contact with has been sanitized when you get there, especially for you, so you're never having to worry about that. And we've also created regular extra sanitation to our normal cleaning duties. Every hour on the hour, we're sanitizing the bathroom completely. The front counters are cleaned every time a customer comes through. So we're taking it very serious. You know, COVID has been extremely difficult on small businesses, and being closed for so long was difficult. But we have a great customer base that was ready for us to get back open. So once we figured out how to do so safely, we were happy to come back.
How these past 4 months shaped you as a person, affected you as a person?
I feel like if it hasn't impacted every American, then something's wrong. It should have impacted everybody. It kind of brings us back into reality that we're not in control of nature at all times, and at any time something unexpected can happen, and you have to be ready for it. I don't think anybody was properly prepared for this, but the process has definitely made us better business managers, better marketing managers, and more importantly, it gave us a sense of humanity where we knew we had to take care of our customers. People can't stay locked up in their homes forever. They need somewhere fun to come out to, but they need to feel safe when they do it. And this process has really shaped, I think, myself and most people in the country to realize that.
This space looks beautiful and very stylish. How do you call this style, and who did interior design for Stumpy's?
Thank you, thank you. That's one of the things we take a lot of pride in. We're not just a blank warehouse with some cages where you come throw axes. We try to get that whole social environment atmosphere going. So the style, if I had to pick one word, it would be rustic, but we bring different elements of country, some Midwest, some lumberjack. So it's a hodgepodge of different type of rustic, simple feels. When you walk in, the first thing you smell is wood. It's because nothing here is fake. The whole place is decorated in actual lumber. Our candles that we make, we sell our own brand of candles. They're all wood scents and stuff like that. We use Douglas fir for our targets. We use cedar on a lot of the decorations. So you get that true lumberjack, almost like a hunting lodge feel. We just want people to feel very relaxed, and so that's kind of the concept here. I believe it was probably a mixture of people that gave their input on what the look would be, but I think the leader of that would definitely be Trisha Linford, who was the founder of Stumpy's, and she was a former, she worked for Ralph Lauren, where she would go into stores and make sure that they had a very unified look and always looked top notch. So that was kind of her career anyway, was knowing how to make a place look ready for customers, and she did an amazing job with this place.
Can I ask you to give an advice to our viewers on how to stay positive and continue to have fun even in this challenging time?
Yeah, it's very difficult because I think everybody needs to put safety first. So you don't need to live in fear. You just need to live with the fact that there is a new reality out there right now. We'll get over it. But right now, if we don't want to stay hunkered down in our homes all the time, we have to be smart, and we have to be careful around other people. We have to be sensitive to the fact that there's some people that wouldn't be able to recover from this easily. So it's really just caring and being smart. So thank you so much for having me here. I've been following people of Greenville for a while now, ever since I moved to Greenville. I love watching the videos. Kate's doing a great job. So I would like to do a cross promotion with her, if she doesn't mind. Go like and follow Stumpy's Greenville on Instagram and Facebook. Go follow, like and follow People of Greenville on Instagram and Facebook. And I'm gonna do 2 giveaways, one for Instagram, one on Facebook. To enter, make sure you do all that, and then go into the comments and tag 3 people that you would bring if you got a free party. And after a certain amount of time, Kate's gonna pick the winner randomly out of Instagram and Facebook. So a free party for 4 people, 2 different ways of winning, one on Instagram, one on Facebook. So go cover it all, tag the 3 people you wanna bring for a 3 party, and we'll see you soon.